Ah! Ah!
We still configured properly to do it. No, we didn't mess it up. Okay. So how you doing this evening?
Yeah, not bad. Yourself?
Not so bad. I mean, it's cold outside, boy. It's cold.
It is currently -4.
Yeah, it's -19 Celsius here, which is pretty close to -4.
It is effing cold.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Brent. I have no idea if that effing cold is heading your way, though, Brent.
It probably is.
The odds are good.
You should probably prepare yourself for it.
Only gonna get colder. Hang on. I gotta go deal with my kid.
And that's when we got to hear the sounds of murder. So how is everyone this evening? Yeah.
I don't actually have to be at work till 10 on a normal day.
Yep.
And I don't know, they may call a 2-hour delay before the morning.
But it won't matter.
Well, it will, because...
Hi, Rihan.
Oh, hello. Oh, Nobi
Hello.
That's Brent.
Brent. It's only 28. It's 28 there?
It's
like-
because it's heading that way.
Nice and warm and snuggly.
It's heading that way. That's what we were discussing.
Because here it's like 1.
It's not even one here.
I know, right?
Like, that would be a tropical heat wave if it was one.
Sneezing Maku. Thank you.
I need to feed a cat and brush my teeth. I'm still gonna. I'm still tired.
Hi guys, so this is an accountability stream. Ann and I are both comic artists, and we're both drawing our comics, and we are working on our various books at the moment. And what we do is we keep ourselves accountable, keep each other accountable.
Yeah, I'm currently working on a commission that someone has hired me for.
I am actually working on my actual comic
Woo!
in a while.
Is she a real? She has real hands. Okay. So this is actually a really fun character that I'm having to draw.
Yes. Well, no. I mean, we've published our comics. Like, hang on real quick. Like, here are actual prints of my comics. Right here. So these are actual issues that were released. And I know that Tan has issues that he's released.
Getting ready to release.
Ready to release. Have we not ever printed any of yours yet?
Nope, not yet. I need to.
Pull that off.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, but you've produced far more pages per capita than I have. I'm just wondering how that has never managed to make it to a print.
So, Maku, I've also, that being said, I've also done artwork for a movie, a tie-in comic for a movie, and for that same movie, and another comic on top of that. So, my problem isn't lack of doing things. My problem is I don't stop when I should. So my accountability takes the form of Guy going, Brian, you need a break.
Right? That's pretty much what it is. Right there. It's the, you got to stop. Which you heed about 50% of the time, and the other 50% of the time you pretty much burn yourself out. And then I say, why didn't you listen to me? And I don't know, which is, you know, kind of how that goes. Hey, Melon.
Hi, Melon.
What are you doing? thing you're supposed to be doing. Well, the thing about this, and hey, Travis, thing about our accountability stream is you can join us and just draw at your leisure at home, and we will keep you company and you keep us company, and that's a thing that we do regularly. And don't worry about it. Then we do have a Facebook page where you can post your artwork if you want. So you can kind of share it with us. Bye, Travis. Travis was here, Travis left.
Melon, this section is turning out really super adorable. I am loving this section.
This is where it's weather like this that makes us all go, Melon, we're moving in with you.
We're moving in tomorrow. We're all going to California.
We're all heading your way. It's minus 19 degrees Celsius right now outside. Minus 4 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're all like, well, maybe California trip is a good idea right now. So if you got room on the couch. 612. Where are you coming in from, Maku? Netherlands? Ah. We there's somebody else who comes in from there. I seem to remember at one point in time we had somebody else coming in from the Netherlands. But we Maku, we actually stream twice a day. So we will stream now. It's 10:14 p.m. Mountain Time because we're coming out of Colorado. So that's why I say it's minus 19 Celsius, because it's Colorado in the middle of winter, and that's just the way it often goes. So we're in Colorado, but we also broadcast during the morning Colorado time, so about 12 hours from now. So we'd be going from 5 p.m. your time to 7 p.m. your time tomorrow. So, provided you don't go to sleep and crash out, which you may do, you can also join us then. And we do this every day. So save our streams. SOS. Save our stream. So are you getting hit with cold snaps, or is it just us on this side of the planet? Colorado Springs is pretty cool. Garden of the Gods. It's a good place, and we've got some pretty mountain stuff out there and things like that. Personally, I prefer Denver, but that's my hometown, so. He has no legs. He's a hand puppet.
Yeah, but that just makes it weird, because then I have to put her tentacles up his... Well, I guess I could do something like this. Like, this is going to get really weird and really awkward. There you go.
Sometimes it snows in March, yeah. I mean, I figure you guys are further north than we are up there. Oh, it's still 20 in November? Well, that's not so bad, actually. Well, I guess, though, depending on where you are in the Netherlands, you could be pretty close to the ocean, and the ocean does stabilize weather. We're very far from any ocean. We're a long
random guy
way.
lying on the ground.
Draw a random guy laying on the ground. Yeah. You're in the area with all the reclaimed land and dams then, huh? That's cool. The dikes. Hey, George. George is here to visit. Hi, George. George will likely realize that I'm not petting him, and he will come up here to be visited. But first, my wife has to do the thing with her cup. And then she'll put the cup out there, and then he'll decide he needs to knock the cup off. And this is our nightly routine. Yes. I don't know. I think that's really cool, though. All of you guys, all of that stuff is just amazing.
This is even more hilarious. It's just an arm coming out of a hole.
Yeah. We don't have acid rain necessarily. So we're in Denver. We're in the capital, and it's generally speaking, the weather here is getting more erratic, but still pretty much in the normal range, I guess I should say. But there's no acid rains or anything like that. We for a long time here in Denver, Denver is built right on the edge of the mountains. So it's flat plains, and then the mountains are really abrupt right here, and Denver is right at the foot of those mountains. So we get what we call upslope, where the wind comes in, it hits the mountains and makes sort of a wall. And so for a long time, from like the mid 1950s until about the 1980s, all the cars would create so much junk that we had a brown cloud that hung over downtown. And then our governor at the time decided to do an initiative where we had to have very strict emissions control. And he put in trains. So now we have trains here and things like that. And the brown cloud's been going away, which is good. But yeah, because of that upslope, though, we get some dramatic weather. We get some really, it could be like yesterday, it was 16 degrees Celsius. And today it's minus 16, minus 18. It's saying there's an accident on US 36, so it's not telling me what time it is or what the temperature is anymore. Minus 20. It's minus 20. So we've lost with a wind chill. A wind chill, it's down to minus 40, minus 30, minus 30. So our wind chill is minus 30 Celsius. So we lost, 35, 40 degrees in 24 hours. So it's super dramatic. The other thing is that altitude, we're at 1.6 kilometers above sea level up here. So And actually, where Ken and I are, we're north of town, which is even a little higher. So I'm actually at about 1.8 kilometers, and he's at 1.9 kilometers. He's almost at 2 kilometers. So above sea level. So our altitude makes it so that we don't have as much air, we don't have as much atmosphere, which means that it changes really fast. It's super traumatic.
In fact, we actually had a storm roll through a couple of months ago, in which I was outside taking care of my animals when it hit.
Yeah. And you
And
can
it hit with such severity that within about 5 minutes, was it 5-10 minutes?
Yeah.
It dropped 20 degrees.
Oh, yeah. That's 20 degrees Fahrenheit, though. But yeah, still 20 degrees. And Maku is minus 6 meters at sea level. Because they're of course in their part of Netherlands that's under sea level. I don't know where you are, Melon, but Melon is out in California, which is one of the places here which is below sea level, but only inland. But that's further east usually of where most people in California live. Not many people like living in Death Valley, and so it's a pretty brutal spot. So more like in the 40s. And we keep threatening that we're going to move into Melon's living room at this point in time if it keeps up with this weather. She can just slide food under the table for her, or just slide the food over. Literally.
Yeah. How's this looking for you, Melon?
Approval. So my sister, who lives in San Antonio, Texas, texted me, and it apparently was 87 degrees Fahrenheit today. And I'm like,
Tell your sister I hate her.
well, I actually was like, I don't know. I think I'd rather have this weather than that weather. That's going the other direction into the I can't deal with it anymore. So for Maku, I do have a Ko-Fi. I actually have a PayPal.me, but I have a Ko-Fi. It's also GS Davis art. Are you? Appreciate you. But I mean, but yeah, I mean, so yeah. Let me see if I can get you a link for that. Yeah. I will put it out here in the doodle box. I am the bottom one, the PayPal.me or PayPal.me. If you wanted to head that way, are you looking to get a drawing? Because I don't know what I'm doing. The X date one. And GS Davis art. Okay, it's either this one, that one works, or that one works.
So, Melon, this is Mellow and Sugar that I've been working on. Here's Cat and Doom Guy. And then there's the one for me.
Thank you, Melon. You'll have to repeat it. She was on Kofi.
Oh, okay. So here's the one for me. Here is Cat and Doom Guy.
Thanks, Maku.
And then that one's the Mellow and Sugar. And then I'm starting on this one. And then I'll start putting it all together into a single scene.
There's like a way to feed on QuaCk. I didn't know that. I'm learning all kinds of things. I don't want to interrupt. That's pretty cool.
So I finally set up the buttons on my tablet, guy.
Oh, good. Makes things a whole lot faster. Amazing.
Sort of. Because I'm left-handed, they put all the buttons on the left.
Oh, I've got them on both sides of my monitor. I just don't use the right side one because I'm right-handed.
Yeah, so normally I have the right side is my keyboard, and I can do everything there, and it's faster while I'm drawing.
Right.
It won't allow me to flip this.
Oh. You're worried about your friend Terry? Sorry to hear that, my friend. There we go. Clear.
Oofta!
Oh, he broke his hand. Oh my God. That's like a nightmare scenario. Breaking your hand is a nightmare scenario. So I practice martial arts, right? The martial arts that I have chosen is sword because I'm insane, right? Because I'm constantly holding my sword and thinking about how we practice with wooden weapons. And I keep thinking about how someday I'm going to trap my hand in there. And I know it. And I don't know why I do this to myself. Breaking a hand is a nightmare scenario for me. I hope Terry's okay. It's such a wonderful thing. He does coding. Now he's doing loopy coding. Gotcha. Thank you, Melon, by the way. I was over. You were talking at the time, but I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Very sweet person. Even if it's not that. It's not horrible. Don't touch the AI on Minecraft. Yes. You broke your thumb while playing tennis? Ugh. Ouch. Oh, there you go. So somewhere along the line, it stopped you. I follow. Man.
Yeah, somehow I have never broken a bone, despite the stories you might have heard about me.
Oh man, you weren't allowed to take the trophies after all of that? That's brutal. Did you see the streams with the AI? Yeah.
The streams with the AI?
Coming from Melon. I mean, as in, I assume you know what that means, and I don't.
Oh, I did not know that. No, I have not.
Oh, Minecraft streams. Something I should do is start watching you guys Minecraft streams, because I know you guys, and it wouldn't just be some random person. My kid is so into Minecraft that they'd be like, I think I might grasp some of the things. It could be helpful. on the dad trying to grasp the child, the child kind of, because he's into it. I'm using Clip Studio Paint, and I think so is Can. Yes.
Yes.
Yep. We are both using Clip Studio Paint, trying to stay away from the Adobe monster as much as possible.
And you'll see two very, very different takes on Clip Studio. It's like Guy, when he does his stuff, his comic stuff, he will do maquettes.
Yep.
And all kinds of 3D stuff to help him with his comic. And then I use traditional references and things like that.
Yeah, I use the maquettes for speed. It speeds me up quite a bit. But I also use actual 3D models in non-reference mode too. So like here in the scene, I can switch to the perspective view, and my ship is actually in here. You can see, I'll switch me to the large view there. That's my hero's spaceship here, which is also rendered in 3D. but I'm gonna actually extend the scene. It's a new invention I made called the scene cube. There we go. Getting closer here. But yeah, so this is my hero spacecraft, which is set up in here to look like it's hand drawn when rendered. So when I render it, it looks like it's a hand drawn drawing. Like this. So this all looks like it's drawn by hand. And then that way, I can put them in into the scene. And that's probably a better shot. Right through the nose of the spacecraft. Right there. The landing gear. But yeah, that's how this works really. I make it look like
Melon, do you want fingernails or no? Mute. Okay.
So, yeah, actually, what I've got going right now is to Mako. What I use is I use an XP Pen 22E monitor. So it's actually a monitor, which then I can use a stylus on. So I use the stylus on the monitor to draw because I did the same thing as you, which is I had a tablet and then just drew on the tablet, but I had a hard time drawing like this, where I'm looking up and drawing here. That was very difficult for me. So ultimately, I got this XP Pen 22E, which has been a wonderful monitor. It's me very nicely. So, highly recommend that maneuver.
And then on my end, I have a Wacom hybrid tablet, which means I can actually remove this from the computer and take it into tablet mode and be able to still draw with it while I'm out and about.
For that position, I use a Microsoft Surface for being out and about. Yeah, I never got adjusted to it. I just couldn't. I just really couldn't. I tried really hard to get acclimated to the tablet, and I just didn't.
Which we have had long discussions about, and it's totally cool.
Yep. However you draw is how you draw, and nothing wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be an option. In my pantheon of bizarre pieces of equipment, over there I have an 11 by 17 scanner, or an A3 scanner, and it scans at A3 and prints at A3, which is great because most comic pages are at A3, and so um, that's something I used to do. Was I would print the pages out on A3 paper, and then I draw over that and then rescan it back in. And I'd use blue line pencil. So you use blue lead pencil to draw all the pictures. And then that way, when you rescan it, you can put it into Photoshop and tell Photoshop to just ignore all the blue. And then your pencil just disappears.
The other thing you could do is what I do with the blue. So you'll see blue on mine as well.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm doing is I'm actually doing black. And then over here, after I've done with the sketch, under layer effects, I can change the color of it from black to blue.
Yeah, I think the biggest benefit to running it digital for all of us is that there are so many helper pieces. I mean, obviously, I cut corners a lot by using the mechanics. Oh yeah, that's so awesome. But there are other really sweet tricks that we can use. I was just showing that yesterday. One of the tricks that's set over here is the Clip Studio, the ability to instant tone and hit the tone button. Now he's sneering. A lot of sneering going on. He's clearly unhappy with his job. I'm just saying.
Who's unhappy?
This Marine. This Marine has attitude problems. He's giving Mayrel a ton of attitude.
Mind you, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Look at how much attitude my characters give each other.
Yep. I'm just saying this guy needs, like, an attitude readjustment or something. I don't know. He's got problems. Oh, well, thank you, actually. I appreciate that. I love Borderlands. Borderlands is such a wrong game. It's so wonderful. It's such a wonderful little game. Weird little game. I've got like a lot of without the maquettes, it takes a lot longer, but I also get a slightly different effect without the maquettes. So, but I don't like the time it takes, not for the main comics. So I try not to use the. I try to only, or I try not to use the maquettes um, when I'm doing like one-offs because I can spend more time in them. You ever played Borderlands there, Can?
A little bit.
The irreverent game.
I have a lot of friends that are like gaga over it.
Yeah, Alex is pretty gaga over it. My buddy Alex. Yeah, it was fun. That's the thing is I sort of outgrew the shooter genre because that was all we played through the 90s. Like, you know, Doom,
Duke Nukem,
Descent.
Doom,
Yeah,
Descent,
it was like all we played.
Quake.
QuaCk. Yeah, and so I kind of burned out somewhere along the line on that.
And now those are like the classics everybody talks about. It's like, oh my god, it's like, I feel so old.
Yeah, when my kid starts doing the 8-bit thing, it's like we were so ecstatic to get rid of 8-bit. Why are you worshiping it? You know, we worked so hard to get rid of 8-bit.
It's like I remember getting my first 3D game and being like, oh my god, this is the future.
Half-Life. Oh, GoldenEye. Yeah, GoldenEye 64. COD. COD. What's COD?
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. Gotcha.
No. Wolfenstein 3D.
I miss Wolfie. I miss Wolfie Lotsley.
Where you could fight Mechanical Hitler.
Mechanical Hitler. Mechanical Hitler. Mein Leben. Yeah. I learned so much German from that game. So I should quantify. I learned so much bad German from that game. I didn't learn actual German. I learned weird German. I know because I went to Germany and then realized that there was never an opportunity to say mein Leben. I'm just saying.
You weren't trying hard enough.
Right?
You weren't there to scare the Germans.
Ring. You know what? I'm with Maku here. Now go on ahead and play Call of Duty. Can't see anything wrong with it.
No, it's Call of Duty is fantastic.
I mean, I don't play those anymore because I burned out a long time ago, but that doesn't mean that no one else should. You know?
What do you think so far, Melon?
Yes, sir. Yes, I know. I'm cognizant and aware who's boss. It is clearly you.
Oh, Splatoon. Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
You.
Cat butt.
Yep, it's cat butt time. Come over here, though. Cat butt. There we go. If you're going to cat butt, there. There. It will now be a George break time. Time for a break, George. George break. I think that's funny. You should just roll with this. There. I'm just settling you in.
Oh, for Splatoon. If I have it on here, I think it's on my drive.
I think the games get loaded up, like they start to, people start to get like, well, that game is bad because of X, Y, or Z, or this game is bad because of X, Y, or Z. But legitimately, they've been doing that since the 70s. I know because I was playing D&D in the 80s when everybody was doing but are you summoning demons? No. I mean, really, we're having a hard enough time summoning just enough 6-packs of Coke. Because,
The drink, not the drug.
I think the funniest part was my mom did this for about like maybe 2 days where she was like, what are you guys doing? So then she was like, why don't you guys all come over here and play? And I will get you guys pizza and I will get you guys soda. And then I will sit here and watch you do this for a little bit. And then she saw us trying to hammer out tobacco and all of those things. And she's like, yeah. Okay, there's nothing demonic here except for the math. And I was like, see? Trying to convince everybody else that tobacco is demonic. Ugh. I swear I still have nightmares about tobacco.
Tobacco is why I refuse to play old school D&D.
Melon, I guess I'm just of a different era or whatever. I have learned a long time ago. It doesn't matter how cute you are. My wife is vicious. And she is pretty cute. She's adorable and vicious. her favorite ones right now. She's in Final Fantasy at this point. She's playing Crisis Core. Right? I'm very old school. I still my games of choice now are Sims. I love Sims 4. I'm waiting for Sims 5 to come out. I'm curious what they're going to do with it. And I love building games. But my favorite game to stream is Kerbal Space Program. Oh man, I will stream Kerbal and blow stuff up and fail to land on things. And did you hear that Kerbal 2 goes on release in 2 days? Right? I feel like Sims 3 was pretty solid too. I felt kind of like they took a step back with Sims 4. But the problem is that now Sims 4 has all the cool stuff in it. Like, I really like playing some of the new mods that are involved. High school was kind of weak, but they added Mount Komabari, which is all like Japanese stuff. And I lived in Japan for a while, and so I love making my Sims take their shoes off, and you have to put their shoes on, and then they get all embarrassed if they forget to take their shoes off, like I did. Makes me feel a little bit better as an American wandering around in Japan and doing stupid stuff like not remembering to take my shoes off. Still brutal. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I think if you do travel, traveling the world is a wonderful, wonderful thing to do. I absolutely think that's wonderful. So I hope you travel and enjoy it. California is pretty. Of course, I'm partial to Colorado, but I'm biased. Um,
Like that's the big thing is I did a lot of traveling when I was younger. So yeah, travel, travel, travel.
yeah,
See
absolutely.
the world. Because it's the only way you're actually going to make a opinion that matters. Because then you get to actually see places and you get to see things and how they live and you know how
Mark
other
Twain once said that travel is absolutely detrimental to, or is absolutely poisonous to prejudice and narrow-mindedness. And I agree. Like, I have completely different opinions of the world because I traveled. Went and lived in Japan. You know what I mean? I cut you off, and I didn't mean to. I was trying to just make a pithy quote.
no, you're good.
Sorry.
But yeah, it's that whole thing of you should get out of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm. That said, the internet has also been very beneficial to me. I've made friends all over the world because of the internet. Got some very near and dear friends who I've only met in person once or twice. You know what I mean?
And we've also met a lot of people through doing this, like
Yeah.
Honet.
I mean, like, literally, we're talking to people in the Netherlands right now and California.
Yeah.
I mean, like, legit. And but yeah, traveling is the best way to do that because, as you and I traveled,
We learn things.
yeah, like I've always said that the big thing that happened to me when I was in Japan that changed everything was that incident with the girl in the hallway. It was my second year there, and I was walking through the hallway because teachers are supposed to walk the hallways. And there was a girl sitting in the hallway, and she was crying. So I sat down next to her, and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And she was like, "My boyfriend broke up with me." And I don't know why, but something about that was just so perfectly normal. I mean, sad, but perfectly normal. It was just like such a, because you go to Japan and everybody's wearing uniforms, and the school is, it's like living in an anime, and so it's so weird. It's like living. I hesitate to use the term fairy tale, but it's like that. It's this bizarre, weird world. They've got little um, all of these traditions, and you've got different kinds of festivals, and it was just so strange. And then there was this girl, and she was just sad, and she was sad because her boyfriend broke up with her, which was a perfectly normal thing to have happen. And somehow that changed my entire view, and like everything became different after that, and they were just people.
Yeah, I think we not romanticize. I don't think that's the right term. Um, but we build up this internal mythology for different places.
Yeah.
That don't actually hold up to what's going on there.
I agree. It was
And
definitely.
there's, people finally go to Japan and they're really disappointed by what they see because they were expecting one thing and they got another.
Yeah, I wasn't disappointed. You know what actually happened? I became disappointed in anime. It was the other way around. Japan was actually cooler than anime, you know?
See, that's interesting.
Because that was the thing, was, to me, I had gotten really into sort of this fantasy-esque fairy tale, and the real world was much cooler and much more interesting, and they were much more detailed. They were more 3D, if you will. Yeah, because I didn't come back from Japan disappointed. Quite the contrary. I've been having a hard time re-engaging in anime since I came back.
Well, and also too, anime has really changed.
It has, certainly.
Like, I have a hard time engaging in anime because it's changed quite a bit.
Yeah. Right. One of our number one exports is our media.
Yeah.
Although it is funny, the first thing one of my kids asked in my classes was, "How many times have I been shot?" Because apparently, the way that they read the news from here, we're just shooting each other all the time. There's bullets flying all the time.
I mean, I personally got shot about 4 times yesterday. I don't know about you.
Yeah, that's what I was doing earlier today. I was just pulling a bullet out of my thigh, you know. I mean, you know, but it's funny because that's the export, you know. But of course, the truth of the matter is, I've had a gun leveled at me once in my entire life, and it was in Texas, naturally. And it wasn't. It was a guy who was afraid. He was worried. Like, it wasn't in anger. It was I accidentally tried to open the wrong door. You know, totally makes sense. But that's the only time I've ever actually had a weapon like that. Even, you know. Yeah, that snow. What I think is so funny about that snow blizzard is it hit us here in Colorado, but we're snow people, so we just kind of went, "Ugh, this sucks," and just kind of braced and then went through it, shrugged through it. We got a snow day. Schools were off for the day, and then that blizzard went east, and power is out, and people are, you know, stranded in cars, and we're like, "Wow, what are you guys doing?" You know, like, it came through here. We're all like, "Man, this sucks." But this is Colorado. And like I said, it's right now it's minus 20 degrees Celsius out there, and I'm looking at the snow, and right here's a window. You know, I'm got my window curtain pulled so that I can see the snow, and I've got my snow gauge out there. Say that we only have about we don't have that much snow in this one. Okay, so you cycled through the snow. See that? At least when I was in Japan, they didn't make me bike in the snow. They also had like zero clue how to drive in the snow. It was very funny. But yeah. Yeah, traveling is a wonderful thing. I hope you get the opportunity to come over here and visit. It is not as terrible as people say it is. There's a certain amount of discontent right now here in America. We've got a lot of uh, a lot of inequality between the rich and the poor, and so our movies are reflecting a lot of unhappy people because of inequality. But uh, that inequality is everywhere. So, oh, so that's my day job. I'm a driving instructor, so that's one of the things I do. I don't do it a lot, but I do it some. I like it. It's a fun job.
I don't know why, but the girl dancing with the hand puppet just amuses me. It's so adorable and yet so strange.
Oh, I know people like that. No, no, this liquor. Thank you. Yeah, it's going to be that way here too soon. Which You know what? I can't disagree with.
What's up?
It costs a lot to get a driver's license,
Yeah.
and in the Netherlands is what he's saying. It costs a lot in Japan too. In fact, it costs a lot pretty much everywhere to get a license, except in the U.S. And we have one of the highest fatality rates for driving for that very reason. People don't take it too seriously.
Well, that's the thing. Like in Thailand, when I went out there, they like you rent a license.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to pay for not only the car, you have to pay for the license plate on the car, you have to pay for a driver education, and you have to you essentially rent your license. So it's extremely expensive.
Yeah, and actually, that's what Mako's talking about. Japan does the exact same thing, which was so many people were doing that. That's what they were doing because the Japanese license was so hard. They would fly to Hawaii, get an American license, and then fly back to Japan. And so finally, Japan made it so that American licenses were not recognized. They allowed you 1 year. And then after that year, you had to get a Japanese license. And that's what I did. I had a Japanese license. So whenever I teach driving school, I tell my kids that all the time. I've got a license that's legal in the US, and I've got a license that's legal in Japan. That, I think, is also something they should do here, and they don't, which is if you get a license for an automatic, you shouldn't be allowed to drive manual until you're cleared to drive a manual. As someone who drives a manual all the time and has to teach people how to drive manuals, is definitely something I agree with. That would have been awesome for me. So we were in Germany, my sister and I, and my dad was really big on the fact that both my sister and I knew how to drive stick. And so she and I both drive manual all the time, and I prefer it because it's better in snow, my opinion. But I feel like it's a much better vehicle in snow and ice. So I prefer to drive manual. And so we went to Germany, and apparently all the Americans that come over into Germany get automatics. And so the default in Germany is to give you a manual. So if you rent a car in Germany, you get a manual. Oh, yeah. And so they tend to these German rental places like to rent cars to Americans, and then they get in and they're usually shocked to find out it's a stick. And so they're used to that. And so my sister and I, we rented this car, and so they're doing the, yeah, here's the keys, there's the car, and there's this little Renault. And so we go out there and we get in it. My sister starts the car off, and we just drive off. And you could see them in the rearview mirror going, wait a minute, those are Americans, and they're not freaking out about the manual.
Yeah, that's how they get their jollies.
Yeah, exactly. They were all like ready for us to pitch a fit. They were ready for us to get mad. And of course, my sister and I are like, sweet, you're in. Like, let's do this thing. So we just got in, drove right off. We were happy. And then we tried to take that stupid Renault onto the Autobahn, and I was so disappointed. We got it to about 150, and that was about it. And it was maxed out, and that's 150 kilometers an hour. So we're talking like maybe a little over 100 miles an hour, maybe, barely. We were getting passed by Subarus. It was very sad. And I was like, why did you do this? And she was like, it was the only car they had. It was just so funny. So we have now vowed to go back to Germany and try one more time on the Autobahn with her. She wants to go back anyway. She's got buddies in Germany. She was stationed there.
Okay.
Yep. I agree. It's going to have to be gray. Probably be better off not doing it this way. Oh yeah. Well, I haven't forgotten. The last time I drove a manual transmission was 4 hours and 20 minutes ago. I have a Volkswagen Jetta, and it's a 6-speed. And boy, do I love that car. I love driving it. It's such a great vehicle to drive. It's so nice. I didn't know I'd like Volkswagens. That was a surprise. But it's a well-engineered vehicle. It knows what it's doing and drives nicely in the snow and ice. Which is kind of nice because it's snowy and icy. Being kind of a pain outside. Yeah. Someday I want to head to the Netherlands. Okay. We'll be here, like I said, every 12 hours ish. Not on the weekends, though. So Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday morning. We return Sunday night. So you can join us anytime, my friend, and you can just chat with us. It was great having you. And sleep
Yeah.
well. Weird. Goodbye. We will. You too. Keep your eyes on the stars. All right. He is looking at something on his screen.
What is that sound? Is that on your end, guy?
I don't know what we're looking at. What are you listening to?
I'm hearing like camera shutters.
Oh, it's coming from the music.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's just switch music real quick. See. You still hearing it?
I am not.
Or I was secretly taking pictures.
I mean, it's a possibility.
I am a photographer. These things do happen. It is entirely plausible. I could be taking random pictures. It would be weird, though.
But not outside the wheelhouse of things.
Yeah, it's true. You are not wrong. I'm getting a lot of alerts about the 2-hour late start tomorrow. They're like, please do not send your child in. Please stop. Just stop. Just don't do it.
Get some help.
And this is my second visit from George for the day. I like how Lucy is just black. He's like really wanting love today.
Hey, he's active this evening.
We're missing Pixel, says Melon.
Ooh, am I missing one? Okay, I'll go back and fix it. Give me one moment.
Are these all like characters in a game session you guys have?
Those are Melon's friends that she streams with.
Oh, nice.
So she's making this nice little like collage of characters.
Fair. That's
And I loves it. It is absolutely, it is so adorable.
I see the alerts that Melon is streaming like 2 hours after she finishes. So I'm gonna have to like catch up at some point in time. They're coming in to my email at weird times. But I've been thinking about not joining other people's streams, watching other people's streams while drawing, because it gives me same sort of thing. Like I could probably still get the accountability function. You know, I could listen to other people. I'd feel like I was being there. So.
Yeah, I was thinking about actually bugging you yesterday to hop on Restream while you were at the drawing club.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to join on Restream.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Yesterday would have been a mess because it didn't turn out like I wanted it to. But I don't mind the idea of doing it. I mean, I can restream easily from here through my phone. It doesn't like it to run it on the phone, but if you're running the show and I'm just joining, it shouldn't be as complicated.
Well, I wasn't thinking about running the show on the stream. I was thinking about having you hop on and I hop on the back end.
And just record it or something for later?
You record it or even just hang out.
Yeah, just exist. There's no reason not to. Is that Nyman or is it Nieman?
Niman?
Yeah. Just saying it's cute. That's all. You are cute. You're good cute. You haven't attacked Mariah's cup yet.
I have not heard the cup get knocked over.
Right? I don't know what.
It's a little weird.
You're messing with our reality by not. I'm just saying. Nimby. Okay. I've been thinking about like the VTuber model things where you can do the the reskins and things like that. That'd be fun. I'd probably just take lots of pictures of George. You'd be my avatar. Would you be my avatar, George? George would totally be up for being an avatar. George is into these things. He just doesn't know it yet. He picked the perfect time to look straight at the camera. Almost like, no, I wouldn't.
It was at this moment that George knew he was not impressed.
Right? And off he goes. He is over it. Whatever it is that I was doing was weird. And now he's done. You're a weird cat. You know that, right?
So did you hear about the new comic that's coming out?
All of a sudden, they got a lot of echo off of you. New comic from, I mean, there's lots of comics. You got to be more specific.
Calvin and Hobbes.
Yes, the Calvin and Hobbes book from Bill Watterson, which isn't Calvin and Hobbes. It's he's because he's with a different artist. But yeah, that is big news. What's so funny is I was sitting there saying, you've got to be more specific. But in the back of my head, I'm like, I'll betcha he's talking about the new Bill Watterson book. I want to see your, well, I've seen your art. I don't know why I said that. I totally seen your art, no? I love your art. It's very cute. Oh, ordered something one size too big. I always have a problem with things being too small. And I'm not ecstatic. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. 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 And I mean, like, the things that I like to order online are always kind of difficult because I tend to wear Starfleet uniforms naturally. I mean, like, that makes some sense. And I'll order like uniforms from Quasar Art, and since they're Chinese, the sizing is sometimes a little complicated because the Chinese and the, it's a different style. They've got a different methodology. So luckily, my wife that was her degree, was in theater science, and she got her degree making costumes. So she's pretty good at sussing that stuff out. But still, I'm always a little freaked out whenever I order. Especially like this last one, I ordered the newest uniform from the newest Star Trek. And so I was like really worried because I wanted it to be pretty. And it came in and it was fine, but I was concerned. As in, I feel for you. I really appreciate you keeping us company. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Oh, I'm glad. We just sit here and pull away at our pipes. Mayrell's like, "Do we have a problem, Lieutenant?" And he replies back and says, "Do you want a problem?" This is her response. She's like, "Yeah, I don't want to mess this." Trying to make her look very nonplussed. Like, do I really want to get into a fight with a Marine? I don't think I want to get into a fight with a Marine. He's not wearing powered armor, though. That's at least a plus. In the story, she's what's known as a Deistati. That's a group of people who separated from the humans a long time ago. Old Earth or old home ships, which are super large spaceships. And so they became sort of like space gypsies. Just like the Romani on Earth, they've been pegged for all of the ailments that befall everybody. If anything goes wrong and there happens to be Deistati nearby, the Deistati get it. And so there's a prejudice. A lot of people have prejudice against the Deistati.
that what Alex is?
Hmm?
Is that what Alex is?
No, Alex is a different problem altogether. This is Mayrel. She's
Oh, okay.
but they also have weird names. Like they took names that are always lore based in some way. So like her last name, her family name is Legend. And so, like there's all the families, the Deastati families are named after something like that. Lore, legend. I think there's even like a small spur called Yarn, stuff like that. I wrote them all down, all of the families. That she's not even from one of the big families. But the home ships will be named after those names. So whatever is the family name will be named after them. And so she then decided to join the military. So she left her home ship and joined the military, which doesn't usually happen. So there aren't that many Deastati in the actual military because they don't generally leave their home ships. So she joined the Unity, and she's of course really smart and really sharp. So she's doing great, and then they stick her on QuaCk. She is the pilot. But this is actually a scene which kind of has a different. It's my first foray into the Twain law that I just said just a minute ago, because this guy is he's part of the Polaris, the home ship Polaris. So he's not actually QuaCk crew, and he's doing the snarling at her and being a General Dick, and she gets on board and meets Bennett, and Bennett's like, yeah, I heard that, and don't worry about it, we actually travel, so we run into actual Deastati all the time and know that you guys aren't jerks, so you're safe here, sort of that kind of thing. So that's what this scene is effectively. Is she reports aboard, she gets aboard, and he's a jerk to her, and then she goes aboard and meets the XO, and the XO is like, yeah, don't worry about it, you're not going to have that problem here, we've traveled, we've gone places, we actually have worked with Deastati.
We came, we saw, we studied.
We don't have a problem with Deus. But the Deastati are also my Vulcans, so to speak. They're my weird alien race, if you will, because I'm intentionally trying to make all of the aliens human as far as acting. So like the actual aliens, like my tortilla chip with legs, and the guy who's like a big amoeba, and all of the actual aliens on board are pretty human and normal. And so the weirdo is actually a human who just happens to be from, outside. So she represents my Spock character. Not in the same way as Spock, obviously. But like the Deus have an entirely different culture, and the way they live are completely different. And so they're story based, and everything's about a story. So tattoos on her face. That's her story. And study code.
It's more like this, isn't it? Yeah, that's how it is. Fan doesn't open up like that.
Coming up on the end of the show here.
Screaming. What's up? What's up?
Remember the days when, back in the days of yore, where your mom would knock on the door and say, "Look, get off the phone line." My mom used to pick up the stupid phone and it would dump the signal. And I'd get so mad at her. Mom!
No!
It just took me 4 hours to download that picture of something from Star Trek. We've got spoilers, Mom. Spoilers, and you ruined it. Usually I would just turn on the modem at night and let it download through the night. And hopefully it will download in the morning. Really?
So would it be
This way? Can you see my... That's a fan, yeah? Can?
yo?
If you... I've got my hand for you if you want. Here, let me actually make the...
Got it. Got it.
Yep.
I couldn't remember if it was on the inside or the outside.
Thumb is on the for that. The thumb would be on the outside. I'm actually doing a pretty good job of holding my phone with my thumb out. Look at that. Being awesome. All right, back to the. I want to finish this panel before we clear for the night.
Yep.
I was actually talking to Sarge earlier today on the phone. He just got his Picard uniform in, and so we both now have Picard season 3 uniforms. And then he got the next gen uniform too. So that's pretty cool.
Have you gotten a hold of Bob yet?
No, I didn't. I should just. I was gonna.
You should reach out to him.
It
I'm
was
getting
kind of
worried about him.
I'm worried about him. Alrighty. I promised Brent that at some point in time I need to make motorcycles for him in the Bellatrix universe. I say that as I draw this helmet and realize that one of the reasons I drew this helmet this way was so that it would be usable for the motorcycles as well. you've done like 4,000 pictures in the time that I have done 5 panels, but that's okay.
How does that look, Melon?
Great. Because the first thing now on our agenda is the stream. So I don't have to be up until 8, which is great. I can at least pretend to get 8 hours of sleep tonight. We may have lost Melon somewhere on the line.
Well, it is after midnight, so we should probably
Roll out. I was waiting for Ron to respond.
Yeah, I sent her the sketch to get her approval, so we can log off.
Very well. Well, my friend, are you sleeping still outside?
Yes.
Okay. Keep it warm though. I'll worry.
I keep it as warm as I can.
I appreciate that.
I have lots of blankets, so I stay very warm at night.
Good. Good. Don't want you to.
Yeah.
Do not. Yeah, that's a house rule. No dying. Very, very.
That's a very good house rule. It's a strong rule.
It's a strong rule. It's very, very critical. So, I can bring the scene cube down. I think I might. Oh, there we go. We got a response.
Yay!
All right, my friend. I think it's about time for us to call it. Melon, thank you for keeping us company, and thank you for earlier as well. And we also should, although I think we've got, I think that Maku has gone off to ZZ Land. I want to say thank you to having you here as well. We did have Travis for just long enough to say hi, and then go to sleep.
And then Brent was here.
And we had Freehan 7, who was here for just a second or two. That was well. Brent usually goes to sleep because he's got to be up in the dawn patrol. So I kind of can't fault him for that. So, all right, guys, thank you all for being here. We'll see you in the morning. It'll be chilly tomorrow. As always, keep your eyes in the sky.